Hi YouTube friends, I'm Reynolds. It's 11 February 2017 here in Strongsville, Ohio, and I'm here with some encouraging news. The title of this video is Wikileaks, Crack in Mainstream News, Jackie Kennedy, and MKULTRA. I'm not going to talk about Wikileaks that much, but I am going to talk about what I think is an exciting crack in mainstream news that applies to all the Wikileaks information we've been hearing. The crack in mainstream news that I saw this morning was a link on Yahoo to an article on Wiz.com, Wizzed.com, and the title is, Did Jackie Kennedy Have More Affairs Than Her Husband? And I'll put a link to this. This is an exciting crack in mainstream news. Jackie Kennedy is usually treated with kid gloves in mainstream news, and this is the first time I've seen an article that deals with her a little more harshly. And the reason that's so important is I'm going to also talk about the Zapruder film and how obvious it is that JFK was killed by the Nazi Secret Service setup with assistance from Jackie. The article at Wizzed.com is a 25-slide article, and it's worth your time. If the contents of the article are anywhere close to true, it sounds as if Jackie Kennedy was a regular fucking machine. Any MKUltra researchers may find that interesting. At the time JFK was assassinated, nobody asked the question, why was the Secret Service unable to protect JFK from an assassin's third shot 6 seconds after the shooting began? The assassin with a $15 rifle from 250 feet away. 6 seconds isn't enough to react to protect the President of the United States? And watch the passenger side agent sitting there motionless like this, just looking straight ahead. Actually, he's got his left hand on the steering wheel. Why was the Secret Service incapable of preventing that assassination? I'm going to include 4 slides from the Zapruder film in this video, and watch particularly Jackie's behavior during the shooting. After the shooting starts, she has her hands holding JFK upright. Folks, you're supposed to duck when shots are being fired. 1 second before the fatal shot, she ducks her head. She ducks her head, JFK's head explodes at the same time that the driver of the limo turns around. The film supposedly was taken by Abraham Zapruder, a 32nd degree Mason. The film has way too much detail for an 8mm camera. An understanding of JFK's assassination will help viewers understand the continuity of what happened between World War II and the terrible mess this government is in now. Many of you younger viewers probably don't realize that the Zapruder film was not shown to the public until 12 years after JFK was assassinated. The first showing of the Zapruder film to the public was in a 1975 Geraldo Rivera film. Prior to that, Life magazine, which owned the film, showed selected clips, but they did not show any of the important clips, and they showed them in out-of-order sequence to create false impressions. I was in 6th grade, 11 years old at the time that JFK was assassinated, and 12 years later, many baby boomers, such as myself, when we saw the Zapruder film, we realized, holy shit, we have been told a lie. I'm going to describe the Zapruder film now, and I'm going to show 4 stills from that clip. This first frame is right before the limousine passes behind what's called the Stemmons freeway sign. That's the sign with its back to the viewer. You can see JFK waving, and I've circled 2 objects on the first frame. The left circle is JFK waving, and the right circle is a little girl running across the lawn. The reason I circled the little girl running across the lawn is that someone thinks it's important, and I don't know why. The little girl, it's very strange. If you do a close-up, her face is totally covered. You can't see her face. What kind of outfit is that? I bought a copy of the Zapruder film in 1993 when I visited Dealey Plaza. And on that film, the editors paid special attention to this little girl running across the lawn. They zoomed in on her, and I don't know why. So I just put it as a circle there in case somebody knows something that I don't. The second frame from the Zapruder film occurs when the limousine emerges from behind the Stemmen sign. Connolly has one of the most unparaded looks ever. He's not waving. He's got his right hand where you can't see it. His left hand is holding his hat over his right hand. And JFK has been shot in the throat. You can see him holding his throat. Folks, here's a surprise for many of you. By all accounts, the Stemmens sign was gone soon after the assassination. And there's all kinds of wild theories. Here's what really happened. The Stemmens sign was never there in the first place. What a coincidence that the first shot gets covered up by the Stemmens sign. Folks, Connolly shot JFK in the throat with a paralyzing gun. The purpose of the Stemmens sign, which was never there, it was superimposed over the film to cover up Connolly shooting JFK in the throat. This third frame from the Zapruder film occurred right before the fatal shot. I've circled two items on there. One is Jackie holding up JFK. This is 6 seconds after the shooting began. She's holding him upright. I've also circled the driver and the passenger side agent who's sitting still looking straight ahead 6 seconds after the shooting starts. Is that what a Secret Service agent is supposed to do? The driver has a gun. That little horizontal bright line, that's a gun. He's about to shoot JFK with his holding the gun in his left hand. Folks, on this third frame, notice where JFK's head is positioned in the frame. Here you have the picture frame, and his head's way down here. When's the last time you took a movie and you aimed for the subject to be in the lower corner? Folks, the original film went down to here. And so for some reason they cut it off. They do not want you to see what was going on inside the car or on the curb. I've circled two items on this fourth and last frame from the Zapruder film for this video. The left-hand circle is the Secret Service agent who caught up to the limo on foot. He outran the limo. And I've also circled Jackie. If you take a look what happens after JFK gets shot, she doesn't even look at him. She throws him down on the ground and climbs on the back of the car. According to Life magazine, she was on the back of the car reaching for the Secret Service agent. But if you watch the Zapruder film, she was not reaching for the Secret Service agent at all. What she was doing on the back of a car was picking up a piece of JFK's skull. Folks, everyone in the car knew JFK was going to be shot except JFK. According to the Wiz.com article, Jackie was also fucking Bobby and Teddy Kennedy, and look what happened to them. It appears as if one MKUltra agent took out the whole Irish mafia so that the Nazis could move in. I got excited when I saw this article on Wiz.com, so I went to YouTube to get a couple copies of the Zapruder films, to get the snaps of the Zapruder film, and there was a YouTube article entitled MKUltra Mind Control Target of the Deep State, Dark Journalist and Kathy O'Brien. I'll put a link to this video. I highly recommend this video. It's a 55-minute video, but this video the dark journalist talks to Kathy O'Brien, who was an MKUltra victim who came out in 1995 exposing the MKUltra program to which she was subjected. And the document that the government uses to hide this stuff is the 1947 National Security Act. All her allegations of sexual torture are not allowed to be discussed because it threatens national security. That's the government's spin. Kathy O'Brien has a lot of interesting things to say about the MKUltra program. Some of her comments mirror other sites that talk about how torture-based trauma forces the mind to compartmentalize different experiences. Kathy's account is a first-hand account, and she apparently had direct contact at various times with Gerald Ford, Dick Cheney, Hillary Clinton, George Romney, Mitt Romney's father, and she was employed by the CIA. And finally, folks, to finish up this video, 2 editorial comments. Folks, the universe needs time to heal the wounds of this planet. It may take more time than we think. We're all waiting for Pizzagate arrests this week. Maybe it won't happen. Don't get discouraged. And folks, my second editorial comment is a recommendation to not get too excited about punishment. To get this planet out of the mess that it's in, we need solutions, and punishment is not a good solution. What is a good solution is to solve the problems and to move on. Many of these MKUltra monsters were MKUltra victims themselves. What we need to do to solve this problem is show some tough love, some very tough love. You either stop or you die. I even recommend giving pardons to anybody who's undergone MKUltra torture as a child. Folks, let's solve this problem. Let's solve this pedophile, child torture, child trafficking problem, and let's move on. Punishment is not the solution. The solution is knowledge, and the solution is tough love. You stop or you die. Folks, these are exciting times. I've written a lot about conspiracies on my website, freefiddleworkshop.com, and I have a couple pages that might interest viewers. The main conspiracy page is New Age, Age of Equestrium. It's over 100,000 words, but I've put an index at the front so you can jump around to different subjects. I talk about the JFK assassination is one of the subjects I mentioned. 2 other tabs that may be interested for people is Chicks versus Dudes, the most important challenge facing mankind, male-female relationships, and Rules of the Universe. Find out how the universe works. We've been lied to about how the universe works. Folks, it's been a pleasure serving your YouTube educational needs. I'm Reynolds. Wrap with you later.